The void, 0. Before we count, we must acknowledge what comes before 1. The Greeks called it apeiron, the unlimited, the indefinite. The void is not nothing. It is the field of all possibilities. Every number emerges from this infinite potential. 0 is the womb of creation. The monad, 1. From the void comes the monad, pure unity. Pythagoras taught the principle of all things is the monad. 1 is source, undivided, whole. It is not yet creation, it is the creator contemplating itself. Everything begins here. The dyad. 1 becomes 2, unity divides. Light and dark, above and below, self and other. The dyad is the principle of otherness, of distinction. 2 creates tension, a line stretched between poles, but not resolution. Not yet. 2 is necessary for awareness, but insufficient for creation. The triad, 3. Pythagoras said, all things are 3. 1 is a point, 2 is a line, 3 is the surface, the first space that can contain anything. 3 resolves the tension of 2. Look around you. Past, present, future, the structure of time, beginning, middle, end, every story ever told. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis, how thought evolves. Birth, life, death, the arc of existence. The triangle is the first stable shape, self-supporting, unbreakable without destroying it. Why does 3 appear in every tradition? Because reality requires 3 to create anything stable. 1 is potential, 2 is tension, 3 is creation. This is the minimum requirement for structure. The tetrad, 4. The tetractys, Pythagoras' most sacred symbol, culminates in 4. 4 is the material world itself. 4 directions, north, south, east, west, complete spatial coverage. 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter, time's eternal wheel. 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water, the building blocks the ancients recognized. Pythagoras called it the root of all things, the fountain of nature. 3 is consciousness, spirit, and the creative principle. 4 is matter, structure, the limitation, and their relationship determines everything that flows. The sacred relationship, 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. 9 plus 16 equals 25. This isn't just the Pythagorean theorem, though that's miraculous enough. This is the mathematical proof of how life emerges. 3, the divine vertical reaching upward. 4, the material horizontal spreading outward. 5, the living diagonal, born from their union. The right triangle isn't just geometry. It is the formula for existence. Spirit meets matter and life emerges. Mathematics. The pentad. 5 is where structure becomes alive. The Pythagoreans used the pentagram, 5-pointed star, as their secret symbol. Why? Because 5 is the union of 3 and 2, the first odd number marrying the first even number. Male principle plus female principle equals offspring. 5 is the human form. Head, 2 arms, 2 legs. 5 is health. The Greeks called it hygeia. 5 is vitality, movement, the animating force. Before 5 you have structure. At 5 you have life. The pentagram appears in nature constantly. Starfish, flowers, the apple's core when you slice it horizontally. 5 is nature's signature, the number of organic growth. The hexad. 6 is seductive. It's the first perfect number. Its divisor sum to itself. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. 6 appears everywhere in nature, snowflakes, honeycomb. But Pythagoras knew something subtle about 6. It's perfect in calculation, but incomplete in essence. 6 is creation, but not creator. 6 is manifest form, but not consciousness experiencing form. 6 is humanity, made in patterns of beauty, functioning with precision. Almost whole, almost divine, but it's missing something crucial. The heptad. 7 is the virgin number. Pythagoras called it Athena, born fully formed, goddess of wisdom. Within the first 10 numbers, 7 neither generates nor is generated. It stands alone, mathematically pure. 7 is 3 plus 4, consciousness united with matter. And 7 is a completion. 7 colors when light disperses through a prism. 7 notes in the musical scale before returning to the octave. 7 visible planets to the ancient eye, the wandering stars that mark time. The pattern, 6 stages of work, the 7th of integration. 6 days of activity, the 7th of rest, not because of exhaustion, because of completion. Creation requires both the doing and the integrating. You cannot stay in 6 forever. You will burn out. 7 isn't optional. 7 is a structural necessity. The ogdode, 8. 8 is 7's child. The octave, the same note at a higher frequency. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Then do it again, but transformed. 8 is completion returning to beginning, but elevated. 7 completes a cycle. 8 begins it anew at a new level. This is the spiral, not the circle. Development doesn't end at 7. It ascends at 8. Completion is not cessation. It's preparation for the next octave. The Aeneid, 9. 9 is 3 times 3. Consciousness multiplied by itself. Pythagoras called it the horizon of the numbers, the last before returning to unity. 9 is spiritual completion within itself. 3 is consciousness. 9 is consciousness fully realized, the highest single digit. All possibilities expressed before the return to 1. The Decad, 10. 10 contains all things. The Tetractys sums up to 10. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Pythagoras made his students swear oaths upon it. I swear by the Tetractys, which contains the fountain and root of eternal nature. 1. The point, unity. 2. The line, polarity. 3. The plane, creation. 4. The solid, manifestation. Add them, 10. All dimensions expressed, returning to unity. 10 is why we count on our fingers. 10 digits given to us as equipment. But 10 is not just convenient. It's mathematically complete. 9 represents all possibilities expressed. 10 is their synthesis. 1 containing 0, form embracing void. 10 is perfection of principles. The cycle is complete, the preparation for what comes next. The Hendecagon, 11. Now we come to 11, and 11 makes people uncomfortable. Why? Because 11 is past completion, but not yet in new order. 10 is done, the cycle finished, unity achieved. 12 is cosmic structure, but we'll get there. 11 is between them, the threshold, the crossing, the gap. Pythagoras would not have favored 11. It's beyond the sacred Tetractys. It hasn't reached a new structure. It's neither here nor there. And that's why, exactly why, you'll notice it. When you see 1111 repeatedly, you're not receiving a message from the universe. You're recognizing your own state. You are in transition. Something is complete, but something new hasn't yet stabilized. You're crossing the threshold. 11 appears when you're between phases, past the old, not yet in the new. The old self dying. The new self is not yet born. 11 is uncomfortable because it's not meant to be comfortable. It's not a destination. It's a passage. The threshold is sacred, but you don't live on thresholds. You cross them. If you are seeing 11 everywhere, good. Transformation is happening. But don't worship the transition. Complete it. Move through 11 into 12. The Dodecad, 12. 12 is where order returns, but not the order of 10. 12 is different. 10 is completion of principles, abstract perfection. 12 is completion and manifestation, cosmic organization. 3 times 4 equals 12. 3, consciousness, the creative principle. 4, materiality, the structured world. Multiply them. Consciousness expressed through all material dimensions. This is why 12 appears everywhere. 12 months, not arbitrary, astronomical. 12 lunar cycles approximate 1 solar year. 12 hours, day and night, each divided into 12, marking time's passage. 12 zodiac signs, the celestial sphere divided into a complete archetypal spectrum. 12 is mathematically elegant, highly divisible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, more factors than 10. This is why dozens became standard. 12 divides more ways, easier to work with. 12 represents complete diversity within unity. Not so few, you can't cover all types. Not so many, you can't hold them all. 12 tribes, 12 apostles, 12 Olympian gods, 12 knights. Always the same pattern. Complete representation of the whole. 12 is how infinity becomes organized for life. It's not perfection like 10, it's livable order. Structure you can dance with. The Triskaideka, 13. And finally, 13, the most misunderstood number in history, feared in modern times, revered in the ancient world. Why? Because 13 is not one of the 12. 13 is something else entirely. Look at the structure. 12 months in the year, and you, the consciousness experiencing them. 12 hours on the clock, and you, the awareness moving through time. 12 zodiac signs, and you, containing all 12 archetypes. 12 apostles, and the one they followed, the consciousness they recognize. 12 knights around the table, and Arthur at the center. 13 is not the 13th position within the system. 13 is the awakened consciousness recognizing itself as the center, the source, the observer of the whole. 12 is a complete manifestation. 13 is the recognition that you were never separate from what you were experiencing. You are not trapped within the 12 dimensions, 12 divisions of time, space, or archetype. You are the consciousness creating, experiencing, and completing the 12. This is why 13 has been feared, because it represents awakening, the recognition that you are not the subject to cosmic order. You are the one observing it, using it, transcending it, while remaining within it. 12 is the cosmos fully expressed. 13 is you, recognizing yourself as source. The synthesis. Now see the complete architecture. 0, the void of infinite potential. 1, unity, the source contemplating itself. 2, polarity, the first distinction, creative tension. 3, consciousness, synthesis, the first stable creation. 4, matter, structure, the framework of limitation. 5, life, vitality, the union of spirit and form. 6, beauty, perfection and calculation, humanity in its excellence. 7, completion, integration, the sacred rest. 8, transcendence, the octave, completion, becoming inception. 9, the horizon, consciousness fully realized within itself. 10, perfection, the sum of all principles, return to unity. 11, threshold, passage, the uncomfortable crossing between orders. 12, cosmic order, consciousness through all dimensions, livable wholeness. 13, awakening, source recognition, the observer of the 12. And watch the relationships. 3 plus 4 equals 7. Consciousness plus matter equals completion. 3 times 4 equals 12. Consciousness through all dimensions equals cosmic order. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. Spirit and matter in perfect proportion generate life. 1 through 4 sum to 10, all principles contained. 12 plus 1 equals 13. Manifestation plus source awareness. These are not random. These are the laws. Pythagorean didn't invent these relationships. He discovered them, and you can verify them yourself. In the petals of a flower, often 3, 5, 8, 13, Fibonacci numbers following a golden ratio. In crystal structures, 6-fold, 8-fold, 12-fold symmetries. In musical harmonies, 7 notes, octaves at 8, 12-tone chromatic scale. In astronomical cycles, 12 lunar months, 7 visible classical planets. In biological rhythms, 7-day cycles and immune function organ systems. The pattern is everywhere because the pattern is reality. Number is not a human invention imposed on nature. Number is nature's language, speaking to those who learn to listen. The ancients knew this. They built temples according to these ratios. Parthenon, pyramids, Gothic cathedrals all encode sacred mathematics. They organized their cosmology by these numbers, 7 heavens, 12 gods, 3 realms. They structured time by these patterns, 7-day weeks, 12-month years, cycles within cycles, not because they were primitive, because they could see what we've forgotten. When you see 11:11 on the clock, you're not receiving a message from outside. You're recognizing your own state. You're in passage, transition. When you count to 10, you're not just tallying. You're completing a cycle, reaching perfection, preparing for elevation. When you organize by 12s, you're not just being arbitrary. You are working with cosmic structure, the livable order. When you sense something about 13, you're not suspicious or superstitious. You're recognizing the possibility of awakening, of seeing yourself as more than one position within a system. Pythagoras taught one essential truth: all is number. Not that everything can be reduced to counting, but that reality is ordered by mathematical relationships so precise, so elegant, that to understand numbers is to understand existence itself. You can build systems that collapse or build according to sacred ratios. You can live randomly or live according to cosmic harmony. You can count unconsciously or recognize what you're counting. 3, 4, 5, spirit, matter, life. 7, the completion that integrates. 12, the order that organizes. 13, the awakening that transcends.